Oh, what's up, Rapid Runners? Vex's mic isn't working right now, so I guess we could chat a little bit.
Test.
You guys-
There we go.
Ooh, okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, I had audio issues the other day, and I did just change all my audio stuff. So, but it's working. What's up, Rapid Runners? Welcome back to the weekly recap. We barely made it this week, and I blame Gavin. He made me want to keep playing Throne and Liberty.
Yeah, I told you you should have gotten the materials on the whale, and you're like, nah, I gotta go. Like, nah, you gotta get the materials on the whale.
No, I actually had somebody to play Throne and Liberty with yesterday, and it was a blast, and I'm loving that game, so that's what happened. I was up until 3 in the morning. But, welcome back. We only have a couple things to go over today. It's gonna be a short one. Hopefully I got some good news for you guys going forward, though, and we can get more content pushed out, because I have a job interview tomorrow, and I think it's going to go well, which means more bounties, more content, more money being put into RR4F, and just all together, it's going to be a good thing if I get back into work. We're going to have more stuff to give you guys, more stuff to show, and just more stuff to do. So, once money's not an issue, that opens up a lot. But welcome back. Today we got a speed run talk as usual. We got some speed run topics to go over today, so we'll start off with that. Aside from that, you can expect a shorter stream today like last week, but I think going forward they'll be bigger again once I get work. But let's start here on our first topic of the day. What is your earliest speed run memory?
Okay. So my earliest speedrun memory is before I knew it was called speedrunning. Again, it all started with Super Monkey Ball 2. And I was just trying to beat the game as fast as possible because I thought maybe there would be an Easter egg. And
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
How did that work out for you?
I got a time of like 40 minutes flat in game time. That was way long ago.
And was that was that before like there was runs that were submitted?
I don't know. I'm sure there were some runs somewhere on like some kind of forums, but SRC was definitely not a thing at the time. I was in middle school, I'm pretty sure, which is like over 10 years ago easily.
So there was no times you can compare your time against when you got that.
No, I had nothing to compare it to.
Interesting.
It's just me speedrunning, not realizing that I'm on my path to becoming a speedrunner.
So my earliest speedrun memory, believe it or not, was from I think it was a Nintendo Power or Nintendo. I think it was a Nintendo Power magazine. I don't even remember, but I remember seeing this Japanese article of someone doing the backwards long jump on Super Mario 64. This is before I even really knew speedrunning was a thing. But I learned how to do the backward long jump on Super Mario 64 with my friend at the time that I used to play every game with. This is the same person that after this we ended up seeing who can run games faster than others. So I did technically start speedrunning after we learned how to do the backwards long jump, and the backwards long jump was kind of what did it. So Super Mario 64 technically was the first game I have ever speedran in my life. As a child, with this information, me and my friend would race against each other to see who would complete the game first, and that was with using the glitch to get to the end early. So that was my earliest memory, and I had no idea that it would turn into what it is today. And I had no idea that a hobby that I had as a kid would turn into, actually speedrunning and being part of the speedrun community. Especially since I didn't know what I was doing. That was a big part of it. Luigi said, I remember as a kid racing my brother to beat Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. I don't remember how long it took or who won, but we played like all day. Yeah, that's exactly how it was for me and my friend. We would, after that, we got into it a little bit with Super Mario 64 and the backwards long jump. We would transition to playing other games, and if we enjoyed the game, it was just one of those things that we did. We just raced against each other to see who would beat it first. Sometimes before we ever played it, we would just, kind of like our bounties today, we would just jump into a game we never played and race it to the end. But sometimes it was games that we dived deep into, understood everything, and then we decided, all right, let's see who can do it faster. So that's where I started with speedrunning. All right. Then we got, how does early forms of speedrunning compare to how speedruns are done today?
All right. What I really don't like about how speedruns are done today is I think things should still be RTA.
RTA? Okay.
Or RTA. Why? Because it's like we like to use in-game time, and when we pause the game, it's like time is still going by in real life, but it's not going by in game. So therefore, your time is faster in game than it is in real time attack. And I kind of hate just seeing people abuse that.
Yeah, I think that's one thing though, is to see the abuse of it compared to using it for keeping it friendly and fair because of hardware and things like that. Especially if there's an in-game timer already, that kind of makes it perfect, I think, for speedrunning. Is there any other things that you compare differently?
Any other things? The community is just so much bigger nowadays. For speedrunning. It's like
definitely changes things.
You used to go to forums and stuff, but now you can you have a dedicated website to it, speedrun.com, and I mean, there's still other places that still kind of do it, like a little bit old school, like Halo runs, and I think Devil May Cry is another one, where they have their own leaderboards that's separated from speedrun.com's.
I actually didn't know that. I know that they have speedrun.com leaderboards as well, but what differences do they have on the their own leaderboards? What's that about?
I'm honestly not sure. I think I think both of them are doing like some kind of point system now for like the top runner gets like 1,000 points. The second place runner, compared to the first place time, is like they get like 890 points if they're like 10% slower than the world record time. Or
so
I just drew a blank.
That's okay. So Luigi brought up a point that I actually wanted to bring up in this question, is a lot of it is just Discord servers now. So I feel like speedrunning has gone from being in a place where everything's documented very, very well, to documentation getting better as time went on, to now getting worse with Discord. And that's because it's very hard to search and find the things that you may have posted in a Discord server compared to stuff that was posted on a forum or stuff that was posted on speedrun.com. All the information is in one place on Discord servers, but sometimes those Discord servers close. Sometimes the owners step away. There's no one to moderate those servers. There's not a really good search feature to find exactly what you're looking for on the Discord servers, unless they set up those those separate like forum things, kind of like how we have our bounties. But even then, if they're not separated like by tech into each individual little sections, a lot of that stuff gets lost. On top of that, there's way more people that are taking speedrunning a lot more serious. So we're getting a lot more obscure tech that is harder to reproduce, that is also getting lost in Discord. So I don't think, like, Discord is a good place for bringing people together, but I don't think it's a good place to save all of the important information that is used in the run, tech-wise, routing-wise. That's why a lot of these speedrun.com pages, some of them have like Google Docs that you can go to for tech instead of like just joining the Discord. So it's weird. The graph would just be a straight uphill and then straight downhill as things get even harder because of how many more people are into it as well. So speedrunning is definitely a lot more competitive, a lot harder to get into and do like best times, be the best speedrunner in your game. That's a lot harder to do nowadays. The tech is harder. It requires a lot of practice and a lot more gaming than it did back in the day. So it's changed a lot. There's a lot of changes. Then we got hardware advantages, like the new keyboard that's coming out, stronger PCs, stronger consoles, everything. Everything is adding on to it. I also think another issue is all the graphic settings. So as games are getting bigger and stronger and better looking, new technologies are coming out to optimize the game for casual playthrough, because that's what every game developer thinks about is casual gamers. That comes with settings like frame generation, which just adds a huge, I guess, what would we say? It's like a it's a setting in the game that adds a really diverse set of like possibilities in these games due to being able to make AI generated frames, which technically aren't real frames, which means the game plays good and looks good, but you're getting to take advantage of really low FPS tricks, which is opening up a whole new ballgame of like tech and ways to do things, which we're seeing in Akimbot. So there's a lot of things that is changing. Anything you would like to add to that?
No. I can't think of anything.
Yeah. That's okay. Lucius' Discord is just not the optimal place for tracking info. I agree. It's a really good place for getting people together and showing off stuff and talking about the game and even showing strats, but I don't think those strats should be permanently saved within those Discords. You're not going to be able to find that stuff. Like Ratchet and Clank, you guys saw me playing the casual playthrough of that recently. But there's so much information, and they do have Google Docs, which is great. But there's also some information that hasn't made it to those docs yet that I could not figure out. So I've experienced it. I'm sure every speedrunner nowadays has experienced not being able to find information on a tech or trick because it's just in a Discord somewhere.
I swear there was like one time where I was like the source of the information. It's like all this information, because I like, I like to hyper focus on a game while I start playing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just like, I download all this information into my noodle and information gets lost, but I still have it. So people will come to me and ask me for that information.
Yeah, well that's also because like us speedrunners nowadays have gotten so much better at finding tech and finding skips in games that we are like, when we're jumping into a new speedrun nowadays, it's like find after find after find after find. It's hard to like almost keep up like with the documentation when you're just finding things so quickly, which is also a big change to speedrunning. It's like we're just more capable nowadays, and with that comes so much fines in a game so quickly that to get it documented in a good way, not just through Discord, it's really it's hard to do that. It's a lot of work. And who wants to do work when you're trying to have fun playing your speedrunning game? All right, and then the last question of the day. Why do some speedrunners choose to run lesser-known titles? That's perfect for RR4F, I feel like.
I feel like that's all we did.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
But I love it.
Why
I
do you love it?
Why do I love it? I feel like I can relate to people, and I'm like, I don't know. This is hard. This is a hard question.
I can lead on this one.
I like it. I do like it. I like finding stuff. I like finding tech and routing games. That's one reason for me liking to do lesser known titles. You meet new people. You can know the entire community, like entire separate community, because there's just not many of them.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of good reasons why people like lesser-known titles. I think just a few to name off the top of my head is, one, you're not jumping into a community that is 100 deep, that has all different tech, all different ways of doing things, and having to learn and take in all that information and optimize your run the best you can, and then not even getting to like meet everybody and seeing what everybody's doing because there's just too many people doing it. So there's always constantly changes happening in very large speed runs to optimize small amounts of time, and it can be very overwhelming to somebody who's especially new to speedrunning, who's jumping into a game that they can't really keep up with everybody else. So they find a game that is similar, like same genre, 3D platformers, like what I do, for instance, and jump into it with a clean slate. Having that clean slate feels so good to jump into a game, not have any rules. Like, there's no tech, there's no routing that's done, and to be like, I'm gonna be the one to figure this out, and I'm not gonna be influenced by 100 other people. Maybe 5 other people, and guess what? Me and those 5 other people are gonna become really good friends because we're working together as a team. That and being able to like discover those really height do skips. I mean, I love that. Like, being able to jump to a game that doesn't have those large skips that you look at big games and you're like, wow, that's awesome. How did they come up with that? Well, you get to do that with a new, like, obscure game. So I think that's a really big reason why people enjoy jumping into these games that haven't been speedran before. Being able to route it yourself, like Luigi said, so even if you're not looking into tech or glitch hunting, just routing the game, like deciding which collectible to go for, and doing that whole process of routing is so much fun that it's taken away when you jump into games that aren't obscure, games that have been speedran, and it's almost impossible to reroute games that have been speedran for many years, like Super Mario 64. Like, the route for that's just kind of set in stone, like the best route, there is potential for changes, but it's very unlikely, and it's even more unlikely when it comes to somebody who's just getting into the game. It's almost impossible at that point. But yeah, that's my view on obscure titles and why people may want to speedrun obscure titles over non-obscure titles. Oh, right. Is there anything you would like to add before we head on to our next topic?
No, we're good.
Okay. So we didn't have too much to go over today, so we decided to jump back on that whole upcoming games train that we have been doing lately. It's a lot of fun. We get to see some new games that are coming out, maybe games that just released, and we got some, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 trailers to show today. So
we got 8?
8 trailers, yes.
Oh my god.
Here we go. Oh, that is the skip from last stream right there. Let's see. Chrome. Okay, first game. This is a 2D game called Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel.
What? What?
It is very reminiscent to old, like almost Sega Genesis type feel to it. So anybody who's like really into those old retro games and a game that looks like it might have speedrun potential, this might be right up your alley. I don't know if it's something for me. When I think Sega Genesis, I think more nostalgia, and I like my nostalgic games. But I mean, this is a new game from that era that has never been speedran before, so it could be fun.
Shocked by the trailer.
Yeah, no, it definitely has like a lot of inspiration. I already seen like Sonic inspiration. I'm seeing Mega Man inspiration here. Really, it's those two games. I feel like it's Mega Man and Sonic put together.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's that. Next we have a game called Shady Night.
Shady Night.
Yes.
Is it Slim Shady? Yeah.
Skill-driven melee. This looks like it's going to be a lot of fun to speedrun. You know, I remember seeing some devlogs for this game now that I'm watching this a long time ago.
It kind of looks like it's a VR game. I know it's not,
yeah.
but it looks like it could be.
Yeah, oh my god, I completely forgot about this game. So you actually sent me this game as an upcoming game, and I didn't really look too much into the trailer. I saw a little bit of it, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. And
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't look either.
well, now that I'm seeing it, I remember watching devlogs for this. Like, I was watching it. I remember the beginning of the development for this game, so this should be an interesting game. Not only for speedrunning, but even just a casual playthrough. It looks really fun.
I feel like movement's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
You got wall running,
3
sliding.
days. 3 days, guys. All right. Next, we're jumping into a big game. We got Mario and Luigi Brothership. Now, I don't know how well this would come across as a speedrun, but it is a Mario game, and every Mario game gets speedrun, so...
Yeah, that's a fact.
Even if the game isn't a speedrun game, it will be speedrun. So I have to throw it in here, because people will be speedrunning it, but also, I think it's going to be an amazing casual experience.
I'm sure it will be.
Mario games is what I aspire to make, quality-wise, when it comes to 3D platforming. I love the platforming in Mario games. Mario and Luigi? Yes, Luigi, you're in this game.
I really like the art style that they went with.
I love it. I love how it's cel-shaded. The animations are so clean too. That's the one thing Nintendo is like way better than everybody else at, is making very nice cartoony animations. Until Astro Bot came out, Now they got some competition. Astrobot's amazing.
We'll see. We'll see about that.
Mario and Luigi Brothers ship. All right, November 7th.
That's 1 month away.
Yes, we're almost there. Next we got The Bornless. So, if I remember correctly, this one, let me see here. So, I think this was a... Yeah, so this is a multiplayer game, I think. It kind of reminds me of, like, Resident Evil. So this might be a co-op speedrun, unless it's not a story-based.
Light yourself a candle and hold it close. Pray that dear old Phoenix loves you the most.
This island pulls you in. And once it has you,
I was trying to figure out if this is gonna be a linear like playthrough or if this is gonna be like
lost track of how many corpses on my own.
Like a multiplayer extraction type of thing. I can't figure it out. But if it is linear, this could be a lot of fun. This could be like a co-op Resident Evil speedrun type game.
Yeah.
The monsters they worship are even worse. This place belongs to them now. And so we fight. You
And the hiccups.
See, this is what makes me think that this is like a punch showdown type of game. Where it's like extraction.
Lurking in the darkness.
So this might not be able to be speed ran, but it does look like a lot of fun.
The power
Could be a new multiplayer extraction shooter.
I wish I could resist. But once you get a taste, there's no going back.
Yeah.
A Bornless. Which we need a new Hunt Showdown type game, so I'm hoping actually that it's more so like that than a linear game outside of speedrunning, so. And then we also have another game here, since I thought that it would fit, since the Bornless might not be for speedrunners, I also needed to add the new Arcade that's coming out. This is definitely not anything speedrunning related. This is
What?
a MMO that I have been very interested in, so.
You better find a way to speedrun it.
Well, the whole thing is Arcade. They changed their name to Arcade from Arcade 2 to Arcade Chronicles, which to me sounds more like a story-based game. They haven't given us any like information. There's no guarantee that this is gonna be an MMO. I hope it is because I love Arcade. But it is likely, there is a chance that it could be made more into a multiplayer RPG, where it's more story driven.
However, I still have no trust in your kind.
I cannot wait for this game, man. This is my most excited game, and it's been my most excited game for the last like 2 years, maybe even longer, because I love Arcade.
Prove yourself. If you survive this trial,
Looks so
perhaps you might become one of us.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like Korean games nail combat perfectly.
They do. They really do. Next, we have a sequel to a popular game that I think actually was speedran a lot, so this should be interesting. But we got Revenge of the Savage Planet. this is the next installment
Stuck on
to
a
the
planet
Savage
with
Planet.
nowhere to poop.
The juiciest burgers in the
Never
galaxy.
even heard of it.
Square.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Ew.
I smush it down my
Why do they
throat.
look like that? Oh, is this an ad?
No, it's not. It's just
What?
it's the
We
design
here at Alta
choice.
Interglobal would like to welcome you to our newest venture, the colonization of space. You've spent almost a century hurtling through the universe in cryosleep, ready to begin your work on this strange alien planet. Unfortunately, changing market conditions have led us to the realization that space exploration is far too costly
Was it
and
like a
unpredictable,
survival
and
game?
Alta has decided to cancel
No.
all future plans in space.
It's like an adventure
I
game.
regret to inform you that you have therefore been made redundant. Your final check has been sent. We thank you for your service, and we hope you eventually find a way home. Good luck.
And yes, I think it's co-op. I know you like your co-op.
I love co-op. I just wish I had more co-op games to co-op with people.
It's looking good.
Yeah, it is.
Well, there. That answers that. It's co-op. Give me Slime Rancher nuts. Yeah. Slime Rancher is so good. Unfortunately, Slime Rancher is just not long enough, I feel like. We're back for number 2. Single player, online co-op, and multiplayer. There we go. If it is a linear game, how do you co-op a linear game? I'm wondering how, like, what co-op
do you
features
mean?
the game will have.
Feel like there's a lot of games that are co-op and linear. Like
But they
every
work
Mario
well,
game.
well together. They have like co-op implementation, like things that make it a different experience when playing together. I don't know.
Just thought of
You got-
like a really obvious example, like It Takes Two. Like
Yeah, but that's a good example of co-op, though. Are they gonna do that, or is it just gonna be a single player run through with another person by your side?
Imagine playing It Takes Two, but with no other second person.
It's not possible.
Yeah, not possible. There's definitely not a category for that.
Really, there is?
Yeah, there's a category for it.
I thought there was times where you had to play together. That's weird. Oh, but don't you play as 2 people? I'm assuming. But anyway, this
Yeah,
this
you
is
can play
Sulfur.
it.
This is a FPS, the new FPS game that's coming out.
Oh, it really reminds me of COD 4. Looks exactly
COD 4.
like it.
Is this the new Call of Duty?
Yeah, probably. This is Black Ops 6 alpha gameplay, right?
Imagine if, like, Battlefield came out and said this was their new game. So here's the new Battlefield game. Now, I'm getting almost roguelike vibes from this game. I don't know if it's a roguelike, but that's what I'm getting from it.
I'm not sure. It is a roguelike.
Is it?
That's what Gizmo just said.
Ooh, okay.
Coming to Xbox. Oh, we can't play it, so. No.
Lastly, we got Europa. This is a game that Gavin tested in the demo. So the full release is coming soon.
Yep, in like 5 days.
In Europa,
I think it's
a lush,
I think there's quite a bit of speedrun
shadow.
potential to it.
Nice.
It's a platforming. It's a platforming puzzle game, and those are usually pretty broken.
Yes. Yes, they are.
Run, glide, and
I
fly
love
through the remains of a
the
ruined
art
utopia.
for this game.
Yeah, it looks very nice.
Obviously inspired by Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
And discover the story of the last human alive.
Oh, is that the Iron Giant?
The movement looks really fun though, so. Well, that's all the games for today. That is the 8 games that we were showing off for upcoming runs here.
What? I'm sorry.
Which one? What?
Coming 2023. Oh no.
Which game out of all these do you think excites you the most for potential speedrunning? Or just in general, just what's your favorite one out of all these? Mine has to be Arcade, personally.
Mario and Luigi, Brothership,
Really?
and
Okay.
oh no, I'm forgetting the name of it.
Revenge of the Savage Planet?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
I like how you just knew.
Yeah, I know what kind of games you enjoy. We've been speedrunning together long enough at this point. Yeah, Revenge of the Savage Planet is definitely my second as well, which is Arcade and then Revenge. But Arcade is not for speedrunning. That's just me loving Arcade. One of my favorite MMOs of all time. And then it was ruined by pay to win, unfortunately. All right, so next we got the raid party update. Let's just head over here. So just to remind people, we do have a raid party event going on. If you like Sonic, it is a Sonic-like game. I have played a lot of it already. I haven't gotten any runs in. Honestly, I picked this as my raid party game, but I think if anybody gets a run in, they're gonna be able to steal it from me because I'm having such a hard time routing this game. There is so many different ways you can go, and it's very, very fast-paced, and routing it has been difficult. I don't think I can do it, honestly.
Is that
what?
Is that the real answer, or is it Throne and Liberty?
Well, that's also another thing. My life has been consumed by Throne and Liberty. But no, I tried to route it because it's my raid party event. I'm the raid boss for this event, and I wanted to get a run in. So I pulled it up and I was running through it, and I'm having the hardest time routing this game. It is so freaking hard to route. The movement tech is difficult to get used to, but it feels really good, and they give you a lot of options in your run. So if anybody picks it up and tries it out, you'll see what I'm talking about. The game, once again, let me go and grab the name of this game because it is an odd name. It's Wicker, Cheese, Keys, and Speed. It's pretty much just Sonic with more options. So definitely check it out if you want to be the raid boss. I think this might be an easy win for you because I don't even know if I'm going to have a run by the end of the event. Yep, there it is in the chat. It's the demo, so it doesn't cost anything. This is the free rotation for raid party event. So, oof, what are you doing?
I can see the hair. I got a unibrow, man. Oh my god.
Yo, love the beanie. Hey, he likes your rapper runs for fun beanie.
Thanks.
What's up, Pi? And as I said at the beginning of the stream, this is going to be a short stream. We've already showed pretty much all the content. Just wanted to bring attention to the raid party again for anybody who wants to join. But also, aside from that, we do have a Rapid Runner of the Week that we would like to give out this week. And I think after what we've seen last week, there's only one person that I think really deserves that spot this week. After seeing all the hours that was put into the game of his choice, and then to bring it to our attention. And he's always here. He's always jumping in our chats during the weekly recap. He's also coming to my streams personally a lot, so he's just a really active member of the community. Whether or not you're seeing it in Discord, he is active. And who's getting the reward Rapid Runner of the Week this week is going to be Chewbacca.
Chewbacca, let's go!
So if you want to at Chewbacca in Discord, let him know that he's Rapid Runner of the Week. Congratulate him. You can do that. And with that being said, the bounty at Kimbot is still ongoing. So you still have time. It is a large bounty. It's not a small bounty this time. First place gets $100. So I think there's not too many people running it. So if you want to slide in before the bounty ends and try to grab that big bounty prize, you have a good shot at taking it. There is a lot to learn. It is a long run, but honestly, it's probably one of the more fun speedruns I've done in a while. What do you think, Gavin?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
What are you doing? You weirdo.
Yeah.
Aside from that, non-speedrun related, if you want, I've been playing a lot of Throne and Liberty. Gavin's been playing a bit of it. We're on the Asher server on West Coast. If you are looking to get into a new MMO, it's actually really good. I'm not going to go too much into it because it's not really what we talk about on these streams, but it's just an invitation to join the server with us and play some MMO. Throne and Liberty, Asher server, West Coast. With that being said, I have nothing left for the weekly recap this week. Is there anything you would like to add to the end of the stream today?
Be safe, guys.
Alright, guys. Thank you so much for stopping in. Next week, I should hopefully have some good news. Hopefully landed a new job after this interview tomorrow. And with that will come more bounties. So, exciting stuff. I'll let you know next week how that's looking. Highlights. Oh, you know what? I never threw the highlights in.
Oh my god.
Let me see here. One moment.
Oh, we're in shambles. It's over.
Let me see. How many highlights did we get?
I think it's like 3.
Oh wait, we do. We had all the DACA highlights. Oh man, thank
Okay,
you, Luigi.
okay, yeah.
We have a nice set of highlights this week. I knew I was missing something. When I wrote out the table of contents for today's stream, I was like, something feels missing. So let's do that. Let's grab these really quick. Here we go.
I haven't watched these yet.
I haven't either. Let me just grab these and throw them in here, and then we'll switch over to the highlights. So, how exciting! I knew I was missing something. Thank you so much, Luigi, for reminding me about highlights this week. I woke up really late.
Ooh.
We were already pushing on time to get live, and I knew I was missing something, and I couldn't put my mind on what it, like I couldn't figure out what it was.
It's all the epic Mickey stuff.
Yes, I'm excited for this. And then we also have another Luigi highlight. See, that's why he brought it to our attention, because he had a highlight. Now, Luigi, if you didn't have a highlight, you wouldn't have told us, would you? Alright, here we go. YouTube capture. Okay, so the first one is going to be by Daka. Epic Mickey Hippo Boat Ride Skip. That sounds crazy. So, Daka actually was going to give us some highlights last week, but just missed the deadline. So now we get to actually see all of them, which I'm excited for. If I had remembered, I would have told you. Whether I would have remembered is another question. Listen, I didn't remember, so I wouldn't have blamed you. But then again, I woke up so late. I blame this guy.
I blame that guy.
I really just blame Throne and Liberty. Throne and Liberty is the reason. I've been up so late playing that game. Such a good game. But here we go. Epic Mickey Hippo Boat Ride Skip. Ooh, we got a proxy? No, okay. I thought it was a proxy for a second.
Looks like a precise jump.
I'm gonna turn that music off so we listen to the in-game music.
What was that? Why did they get launched up like that?
I don't know, I was trying to figure that out as well.
Ooh, nice load. Oh, okay. I assume that was some kind of safety mechanic. The player's stuck, it just teleports them back.
Alright. Then we have Tortuga to Pirate Voyage Skip. Now, I know this is like a remake, right? I wonder if this stuff was in the original game.
I feel like it wouldn't be.
Oh, that's so cool. I love skips where you go out of bounds, go somewhere you're not supposed to go, and you're able to you're able to react like with things inside bounds from out of bounds. Next we got Pirate Voyage to Skull Island.
Wow, okay. You just get out of bounds there.
Wow. This game seems busted. It looks like it's a lot of fun, though. We have a hell of an office executive speed run by Xanaru. I'm guessing this is an IL. Is this a 3-second IL? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
We got a 21-second video and a 3-second IL. How did that work?
Yeah, it was IL record by Zan.
IL record. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Chewbacca has some competition. There we go. Look at that. Over Chewbacca. Chewbacca's gonna grab that.
Look at that.
He ain't gonna take that.
Yeah, Chewbacca already took it.
Lastly, we got Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak by Luigi. Rise, huh? Monster Hunter Rise, interesting.
Cope %. This is like full game.
Yeah, what is this? Give us an explanation before we get to the end of
L1. 2. Great names.
New game to dying. Okay.
Wow.
You're telling me it takes 2 minutes to die in this game.
But what if you remove loads? It might be like a minute and 40 seconds.
Hypothetically, before you even talk to all these people, if you found a way to clip out of bounds and fall to your death, would you actually die or would you fall forever?
All right, we're halfway done through the run.
They should have called this category UI simulator. That's a creepy cat.
30 seconds.
So I know that you don't like. How long have you played Rise? Because normally you do World. What's your take on Rise? Is it something that you're gonna start speedrunning? Are we gonna see more Rise speedruns from you?
How does this end?
Oh my god! All of that just to blow up to some barrel.
Wow.
I was expecting something crazy. You don't like Rise? Okay. Well, there's our first Rise clip from Luigi. More to come. He says he loves it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, those are our clips for the week. I think I might have had some clips if I would have looked through my Twitch this week, but I didn't clip anything. Yeah, I just blow myself up at the ends. I always wondered what brings people to make categories like that. I'm assuming before the barrel, people did it a different way, right? Like, because if it was the barrel from the beginning, whose idea was it to just go through the dialogue fast and then die to some barrel and make it a category? I have to imagine that there had to be a different way people like died in the game before the barrel became the strat, right? Or is that really all it was? Because that's weird. It's weird. Some people come up with some of the craziest categories. I've seen some wild ones, and I've partaken in some wild ones. So okay, the barrels was your invention. That's what I thought. That makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense. It's kind of like the roles reversed, how that ended up happening for Hell Pie. Like, it was such an interesting run because you had to go out of bounds and do some hard platforming early on in the game to get the end of the secrets costume, and it was like a really interesting little subcategory for the game. But then eventually it turned into us just launching ourselves, elevator launching ourselves out of bounds straight to the costume. So normally when you see these categories that are just like weird, like when you watch it, it's like, why would you make a category about going through UI and then dying to barrels? Normally the category's there because prior that wasn't the way you did it, and that was just something people found later, and the category becomes a really one-off kind of weird thing in the history of the game. There's normally a lot of history involved with categories like that, which I like. But thank you for the clips, everybody who submitted clips this week. Sorry I forgot to throw it in there this week, but hopefully we can get more for next week and continue this clip submission, because honestly, even though I missed it and forgot to put it in the stream, it's probably one of my favorite parts of the weekly recap is seeing what everybody's doing, seeing some cool skips, cool speed runs that I've never seen before, so I'm always excited to see clip submissions. with that being said, I got nothing left for you guys today. I want you guys to have a good rest of your week, a good rest of your day. I want to see you guys in that bounty or in the raid party, hopefully. And we will see you guys next week. You guys have a good rest of your week. Thank you, Rapid Runners, and we'll see you next week.